All right, kiddies. Hey, we're
And
live.
adults.
Kiddies, what?
And adults.
And adults, yes.
There might be a few.
Anybody that wants to listen. We're easy and cheap, and cheap and easy. This is Nevada, Iowa Live,
Coming
and
to you live from Nevada, Iowa.
yes, isn't that amazing?
It's pretty incredible.
We could use that.
Yes.
Uh,
Save that for later. Okay.
we are here at the Sweet Dreams Mattress Center, also known as the Sweet Dream Studio for us. And today we've got Mary Moreland, the owner of Sweet Dreams, with us. So she's here to crack the whip in case we get out of hand. So
Did you wear an extra vest or something on your back just in case?
I did, but
Okay.
that's for at home.
Oh.
She's my wife, you know. We want to thank Mary and the
Absolutely.
Sweet Dreams
Thank you.
Mattress
Thanks
Center
for putting up with us.
for giving us a home.
Guys are
And
easy.
we also want to thank, of course, Bricktown Bakery. And if you're looking for something yummy, man, there's no place better. I love that place. My diet hates that place because even though they have gluten-free stuff, they've got dietary stuff without sugar, and all that. Those aren't the ones I want.
Well, the trick is to remember calories don't count if someone else buys. So
Yes.
just go in there with someone else and say, I conveniently forgotten my wallet.
Oh, I love that line. It's like I've never used that before.
Well, they have
But
lovely lunches.
And they have
Now.
lunch.
they do. Yeah,
Tuesday,
they absolutely
Wednesday,
do.
Thursday, Friday.
So I decided a long time ago that fat and calories are what they put in food that makes it taste good. So
I
if it
think
has
I-
no calories and no fat, I'm not interested.
I think I got that line somewhat from Jim Zabel. For those of you that remember Jim Zabel, who
Oh, yeah.
was, the sportscaster on WHO. He had quite a reputation for going into restaurants and conveniently saying, as the check came out, I forgot my wallet. I don't have any money. Can you take care of that for me?
Well, that's
I'll
think
gladly repay
that's
you on Tuesday.
gladly, yes. I remember Wimpy.
Wimpy.
Yeah, they made a whole burger chain out of it.
Yes.
Talk about, and I wonder if they paid Disney for that, or Warner Brothers, or whoever first.
Or if you didn't have to
Came out
pay
with
until Tuesday.
Yeah, well, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
See, that's why he's a partner here. That's. We also want to special mention to the Nevada Lions Club, and now I was told the other day that the peaches are done.
Okay.
They have officially shut
Closed.
that off.
Okay.
So if you wanted peaches, you're not going to get Colorado peaches from
I'll
the
sell
Lions
you
Club.
some of mine, $5 a piece.
You got peaches?
Well, not yet, but when
Oh,
they get
well, not yet. Yes. Well, no, I don't actually
I don't
have
have
them, but
them,
I may have them someday.
someday.
Uh,
Did they
yeah.
tell you when they were coming in, by the way? Because I've forgotten.
I thought he said July 24th,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. But I never am, so what can I say? And also, it's never too late to get the flags for your yard. And of course, you'll see those in the yards around town during holidays and federal,
And these are not
days.
the ones that say don't dig here.
No. Although they do check. I mean, they get a hold of, they do all the checking with the city and
Yes.
everything, and they'll put a little holder in the ground for you. You can mow over it. It's perfectly safe. And then they stick a flag in it like 6 to 8 times a year, whatever the holidays are. We'll have to get Paul back sometime, and he can educate us on that. But it's great because they've got lights on them. You don't have to do anything with them.
Just enjoy them.
You walk out one morning and you're patriotic, and then 4 or 5 days later you're unpatriotic. So
And all it takes is a flag to do that.
a flag and $75. Yes, and you too can be a patriot. So it's a neat feature, though. I mean, it really is, and I love walking out in the morning and smelling fresh napalm. No, that's Apocalypse Now. That's not the right show.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a great line. I'll never forget it. But again, we are here today with a very special guest. Mary is, we've listened to her many times in the background, selling a customer.
No,
or
she doesn't sell
educating a customer. She educates.
She sells to the customer.
Yes. I've sold a couple customers in my time. I spent a little time in jail because of it, but hey, Kidding. Just kidding. When they take my posters down to the post office, I go in and put more up. Advertising is advertising.
That's right.
So, but Mary is very knowledgeable about it. She actually takes the time
She does.
to test and see if the alignment's good, if the pillow's right, if the mattress is right, and then she'll move them to a different bed. It's quite a science that I never was aware of. So
Maybe share a little family history with us
About,
about your family and when you first got to town. I don't want to put you on the spot. But
well,
seems like
my
yesterday.
my family came to Nevada. They were the second pioneering family in Nevada. So
nice.
so they've been here a long time. And through the years, right now, my cousin Frank McLean still lives in Nevada. He and I think, are the two. And but we're real proud of our heritage, and we love Nevada.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful town.
That's exceptional. I mean, I don't think my family's been originally. Well, I take that back. Sloan, Iowa. My family came in through Ellis Island, and then Irish, and then went to work on the railroad at the Baltimore, the B&O, Baltimore, Ontario, and they went up to Canada, worked their way across Canada, and then came down and ended up in Sloan, Iowa.
I did
So
not know that.
it's cool because there are no Sloans in Sloan, Iowa.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Suddenly I'm feeling like Dick Martin. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then they moved to Wilbur, Nebraska, where they made a
Ooh,
nest.
Wilbur.
Wilbur, Nebraska. And now there are no Sloans in Wilbur, Nebraska either. So, but it's, I mean, that's, and of
Yeah.
course, I don't get to go up there and celebrate that, but, it's cool to see your name on banks and stuff.
Well, that's great family history, Mary. It
Yeah.
really is.
My grandfather Clark, he was my my great grandfather Clark McLean actually owned the first bank in Maxwell.
Really?
But when you're here, like the
Yeah.
second family, it's not hard to be the first or second of having something.
No,
You're,
that's true.
you're
Yeah.
close to
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
same
No.
first hotel, which was down. We had a little square that was just nothing but probably cobblestones down by where the administration building is now,
Mhm.
which we always called the courthouse
The
as
courthouse.
kids.
Yep, we did.
But the administration building, and it was kind of a square,
Mhm.
and there was a hotel down there that they had for lodging for people coming into
Where was
town.
the hotel?
Well, if you have to.
I mean, I'm seeing the old courthouse in my mind.
Yeah, my
I-
cousin Fred McLean's the expert on all of this, but it was down close to what I think of as the hotel today.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it had to have been right in
Right in
that
that area.
area, right? Hmm.
Then they build a newer one or a larger one
Who
eventually
knows, right? But
on
yeah,
or near that.
because it was
Yeah.
across from.
Across the
Right.
street from it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
kind of down that way a little.
What made you get into bedding and mattresses and
Well,
stuff?
it was my mother. I didn't know I was going to go into mattresses. I keep dropping my I was working in corporate America. I was in Des Moines. I was tired of the drive, and I complained a lot to my mom, as we do a lot of times to our parents, and I think she just got tired of hearing it, and she said, "Just quit and start something in Nevada." She made it sound so simple.
Yeah.
Couple
And
sentences, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I looked at her and I said, "What on earth would I do?" And Catherine said, "I don't know, but I know you'll figure it out." And that was it. That was her help. And then probably a month later, she said, the place where Red Erickson owned, that's for rent. You need to look that up. So anyway, that's how that started for here. So I rented it and decided that a mattress store was needed. We did have one in town, but that was it. And having more than one is good, I think. And so I did.
Well,
Started
obviously
it
you
from
won in the
scratch.
end.
Yeah.
You're the
Well-
last man standing, woman standing.
Was Marge still alive, Marge Erickson, at this
I
time?
don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean, this beautiful building was, and uh, somebody I knew owned it, and I reached out to them, and anyway, we came up with a rental agreement, and I rented for years, and then finally purchased the building a couple years back.
Yeah.
So that's been nice.
Nice
Yeah.
though.
It's
That's,
it's a great mainstay of downtown Nevada.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like the building. So just slowly doing work on it, trying to fix it up a little so it'll stay with us for years to come.
Now you've got kind of a, it isn't, I mean, you've got obviously down here and both sides of this. This was at
Right.
one time two separate businesses, right?
Well, I think when Red had it, it was probably all open. Red and Marge,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
all
okay.
open.
That was my memory.
Okay.
Yes. And, I don't remember so much being inside like my mother knew him personally. So, I
Mhm.
mean, and a lot of people did. I'm sure your folks
Yeah.
did too. But I just remember there was a big awning out front.
Yeah.
And then I have seen pictures of all the old cars and really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is
And he
cool.
had a little of everything, I think.
Yes,
Appliances
appliances
So
and
this was all
furniture.
one open
TVs.
space, both sides,
Yeah, I
maybe
do
back in
believe
the
it
beginning.
was. And then when he sold it, that's probably when it was divided.
Okay.
And then before him, it was many things.
Yeah. Okay.
And
But you kind of think of the culture at the time too. Regular homes were not 84-inch big screen TVs.
No.
Right.
They were a couch or a sofa, whatever you wanted to call it. A few chairs. I mean, furnishings were simpler,
right,
quote
Yeah.
unquote, because our lives were simpler back then. So, and I think of the furnishings that were available in Nevada at the time, on the other end of Main Street was McGrath's.
yes,
And I think, to my knowledge, that was the only other furnishings store.
I think so.
So you had on one end of Main Street, I mean, both sides, you had McGrath's on one end and Erickson's, Red's on the other.
Okay.
Right. And we had clothing stores.
Yeah.
And we had Scudder's down
Yeah,
the
we had
way, and
Scudder's
then
down there.
across the street we had the men's clothing
And
store.
somebody will correct me, but I'm pretty sure that right next door was there was an old cafe.
Oh,
The business next door, I think, was the Old Home Cafe.
yeah.
Because I know there was one. I don't know if it was right next door or the one just to the south. But as far as furnishings were concerned, there was just that. And then the outside of that, appliances, um,
Well, flooring, Phil Page's
yep,
dad
Phil Page had
had flooring. We
flooring
had
and
shoe stores.
yep.
Yeah.
It was a place to shop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Samson's was down here for a while, weren't they?
Yes, S&M Appliance.
Yeah.
Oh,
S&M
that's right.
Appliance, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I was
uh,
just trying to remember between that and, of course, Henderson's moved out there, but that was, oh my goodness, how could I forget? Um, we had it before. We were just talking about her the other day. I'll think of it.
you will.
And-
You will.
At one time, I know there was a freight elevator in the very back, and then
Oh,
there
yes.
was must have owned that building too, or something.
Across the street. Yeah.
Right. And that was a bar, was it not, way back then?
And
Because
I think there was a bowling alley.
a bowling alley,
Yeah.
but there was a pass under Lincoln Way that freight could pass under Lincoln Way.
I remember reading about that. The basement of the theater. Of course, we had the theater for 10, 12 years. And they were talking about how a lot of businesses down here really were connected
Yeah.
by kind of a tunnel system or a downstairs system.
Yeah.
So, and then they raised it when they put it in the downtown. I think on the side of your building over here, you've got windows way down here that used to be full windows.
Yes, and
You
you
know.
can see them in the lower level on the inside.
Yeah.
So does that mean the street was lower? Would that have indicated
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Yeah.
They brought dirt in. They brought
Okay.
and raised all of this up. But yeah, because at one time that end was visible, and the windows that were down there were all long
Okay.
windows.
Okay.
So
Who I was thinking of was Rollo Christie. Rollo sold TVs out of his home.
oh
And before he opened up his shop where Henderson's is.
all right.
And then there was one other TV repair guy here in town
Hmm.
at the time, but I don't remember what his name was. It was over somewhere around where the Peaster Derby gas station was,
Oh,
somewhere in that.
And where was that?
Um, okay,
What's there now?
what's that little investment? I think the building's been for sale. It's across the street from the smoke shop that's down here.
uh,
So it would be on the corner of 8th Street
Okay,
and
Lincoln
Lincoln
Way.
Way, the
Okay.
northeast
Was
corner.
that-
That's where the Peaster Derby used to be.
yeah, I was going to say, it's a Stanner station. It was where was Jimmy Stone's?
Jimmy Stone's was over here
Yeah.
where the uh where Andy Kelly has his
Yes, that's
washing.
right. That was Jimmy
Oh,
Stone's.
okay.
hmm
Yeah,
Well, I saw
that was Stone's DX.
Yeah.
we talked about several weeks ago, several shows ago, that there was a video that followed Lincoln
Mhm.
Highway
Oh.
across, and it came through Marshalltown, State Center, Colo, and through here, and they did a wonderful video on it
Mm.
that showed all the businesses along the way in between, a lot of gas stations and small restaurants and businesses and such. So that's changed hugely.
Well,
know.
people from all around came to Nevada to shop.
They
And I
did.
can't remember
Yeah.
what night Mom said. Was it Friday or was it Thursday? But she said that the families would come to town, the kids would be dropped off at the theater,
Yeah.
and Grandma would shop and Grandpa would go to the bar.
Just like today.
Yeah, he didn't want to shop or
It
go to
was
the movie.
it was either Friday night or I think it changed because it kind of vacillated back and forth, either Friday night or Saturday night.
I
But
think.
I can remember the streets just being packed
Yeah.
with people. It
And we're
was
developing that now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're getting,
Yeah.
We're trying, certainly.
yeah, trying.
Certainly trying.
the cool thing about it too. If you just stop and I mean, forget about the whole business aspect of it, but um, the social aspect of it was primary.
Yeah.
That's what kept, you didn't text, you didn't do face-to-face conversations on your phone. You'd meet somebody up on Main Street and
Yeah.
and have a conversation and get caught up family-wise or friendship-wise. I mean, it was a big social event for the community all the time. And it is nice. I have to admit, sitting here in the window and I look out and I see when people are walking by and they're talking and having conversations, or when I drive through Main Street and I see people sitting out on the little corner bump outs
Yeah.
where eating a donut, drinking some coffee, that's very heartwarming to me because it's reminiscent of what that time was like.
You're right.
Well, so-
And there was much more walking
Yes.
too, because I remember, because a lot of the stories came through my mother, and my mother's grandfather, who would have been Clark, had his best friend was Dutton, and they were both bankers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so they would actually once a month walk and meet each other at a special destination halfway and have half of a day where they
That's
would
nice.
just sit
Sit and talk.
and talk.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. We
Yeah.
don't do a lot of that now.
No. Well, originally, if you'll notice, if you look around in the area, and towns were generally anywhere from 8 miles to 15 miles apart, no more
Mhm.
than that. Most small towns are like 8 miles apart from the other small towns around them. And that was because, getting to those small towns from the farmers and the people that were out on the land, it was difficult. And to get to a store that your town didn't have, so they created highways, and the highways linked the towns together and increased business everywhere. Then it became more important to get there quickly than it was to get there. And
That's true.
all of a sudden, they started bypassing small towns with interstates or 4-lane highways, which now no longer serve to add to the society or add to the socialism of uh, of the towns, and it's a shame.
And to that point, why your location is so wonderful is because it's still on the Lincoln Highway.
Right.
When we think of exactly what you're talking about, and I know there's been multiple years of discussion about all that's happening out with new Highway 30 and what it's doing. Okay. I still love driving on the old Lincoln Highway.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the thing that maintains the links to small businesses and the more social aspect of our communities. It
Yeah.
really will.
I think it hurt. I mean, obviously, we had a direct link to Highway 30, to interstate, the US 30. And, since they've decided to put the exchange in out at the airport and out on 19th Street,
Yeah.
you can't get there from here. If you want to get to downtown Nevada now, you have to come in, and that'll be all industrial out there and a huge amount of traffic, and over on 19th Street. So the only way to get downtown from that is really either you take the airport road and then you go down to Maple, and then Maple comes across and it comes up and over on S14.
What a mess.
So it's and it hurts. Cindy and I have driven the Route 66, and we took the toy down and seeing the towns that were attached and whose lifeblood was attached to Route 66 at the time. They're ghost towns. I mean, that's if you saw the cartoon or the animation Cars. They're talking about just that, a town that was bypassed by Interstate 40, and it couldn't sustain its own growth or its own people, much less growth. So, and I hate to see that. We've seen that with other towns actually along the way that we've taken from their gathering place and now just made it easier to spend another 3 or 4 or 5 minutes doing 60 or 70 miles an hour and go to the bigger town. So it's
Highway
a
20
fight.
is a perfect example of
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. What they call basically Highway 20 is almost a road to nowhere anymore. Even though they doubled it up and got it over towards Fort Dodge, but all the little towns between. And so, yeah, society-wise, we were well served because people would meet in your own town, and I hate to see us getting cut off down there.
Oh, I love hearing the story about them meeting and visiting.
Yeah,
It was yeah, we've always told that story. But I also really feel that Nevada, and I think they still do, they come together for people. And, Mom always talked about the difference between, back then they would say country people and town people, right?
Yep.
And so she said we would bring food into town people because they went through the Depression.
Yes.
Depression was a horrible time.
Yeah.
And so, town people, as Mom said, didn't have food, so we would bring bundles of food in. I think people were very giving back then and very sharing
Yes.
with things.
Yeah. Well, Iowa was lucky because we really didn't go through the Dust Bowl in the areas, South Oklahoma, Texas, and stuff that they went through. So we still had a booming crop, here of the varieties of things people had in farms. So we were luckier than a lot of places in the country that just their crops couldn't sustain local.
I remember seeing pictures, and I'm sure somebody has this, we could find it, but the north end of Main Street, right south of the railroad tracks, used to be the place where farmers would dump their wagons of corn or soybeans, probably more corn back then, to get loaded up onto the Chicago Northwestern Railroad to get hauled out of town.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I remember seeing one or more pictures of large piles of grain up at the north end of Main Street.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, did you get to play in those?
No, I kind of hung out down at the south tracks, the south part of town. I mean, my neighborhood area was closer down to the south tracks, and so there were people that I knew down to the south part of town more. But there wasn't a whole lot when I was a kid that was either north or south,
Yeah.
I mean, we were kind of defined by the railroad tracks, more so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How we used to, if it grew in a mound, we played on it, including the road salt that they used to put down in Ankeny. I remember sitting out in that stuff and eating it.
So that's what happened.
I think that's what happened.
That's what happened.
It was like eating dirt and mud. And then, of course, Ankeny at one time had, a small elevator outside of town, which did what you did. So we used to go out play in the corn and, And if they were building a new house, of course they piled up there. So we were anything that you could climb up on.
And no one really watching us.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cared.
It'd be like, see you tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Come home when it gets dark.
There was
Well,
a place in Ankeny. There's one I think in every town, but there was a place in Ankeny, and it was a farm just outside the edge of town, which was much closer in back then. And it was called Getty's Farm. It was an older couple, Mr. and Mrs. Getty, and they had a barn that he kept loaded with hay bales, and they hung a rope from the rafters in that barn because we would always go over there and play, and he didn't care. It was, it was a playground for us. I had a paper out, a morning paper out, and on cold winter mornings, I'd go out to deliver Getty's paper, and they'd invite me in for hot chocolate.
great memory.
Just, oh yeah, and I think every small town probably has one or more of those.
Yeah.
But that was my memory that I enjoyed so much, going out into what was country
Mm-hmm.
and playing in the barn, building forts in the hay bales and stuff like that. It never dawned on any of us that those things could collapse and bury us.
Exactly.
Nothing ever happened like that. And
I think we were lucky because
I would,
many bad things
yeah.
could have happened. But
I think God protects idiots. And we were.
I have
So-
very fond memories of visiting with your folks out at the farm store through the years, and even prior to that, I mean, I can remember my dad knew Frank's dad, and
Fred.
when I was little, we used to. I'm sure that I went fishing back at
I'm sure.
the old pond, but things were so much different because that was a gravel road.
Oh, yes.
I'm so much
So different.
so different from back then. But you have a great family history. I did
Thank
not
you.
know about the bank down in Maxwell.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so my grandfather, Frank McLean, was actually born in Maxwell because that's where, even though the McLeans came to Nevada first, when his father bought the bank in Maxwell, then that's where they moved for a short time.
Okay.
But then they relocated that. My grandfather, Clark McLean, took his family and my grandfather and all the kids to California. And that's where the California family.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Can you imagine? So what year would that have been? I mean,
Well,
approximately.
approximately or probably around 1900, maybe.
So can you imagine loading up your family in 1900 and moving from Iowa to California?
Yeah. And
mean-
he had several children. And then my grandfather, you're right. So they lived in Pasadena, California, and that's where my grandfather went to college.
So would they have taken the train probably by then?
Yes.
Probably
Yeah.
right.
Well,
yeah.
they probably actually not only took a train, but probably had to also take like wagons and stuff
Yeah.
to get things
Yeah.
there.
To get things.
Yeah, because 1900, there were still wagons and,
Yes.
there
Right.
weren't many autos at that time. But the train, the northern route and the southern, out, especially to Pasadena.
Right.
And that was interesting all by itself about the rails, what they went through. But we moved out in 76 and it was trying. So,
Right. Right.
See, there's an abandoned railroad just north of Maxwell. That's part of the bike trail across there.
Oh.
So makes me wonder if that might not have been how they traveled. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know for sure. I just know that Mother said that she always took the train to visit her grandma and grandpa.
yeah.
So
makes
always
sense.
going out to Pasadena.
Well, the
with
South
train.
Tracks, just as a little part of history, because I'd play down there. One of my best friends has been gone for a number of years, Mark Hinch, but he lived just a block north of the South Tracks. I was with him afternoons after school, and we'd be down there. And so the South Tracks still carried mail. And one of the fun things for us was to go down there and watch as the train came through and the guy stick this pole out the window and grab the mailbag as he was going by. You think of that today. Well, I mean, that wouldn't happen today, but the logistics of getting that to work
Yeah,
smoothly. The guy had to know
that's
what he was doing.
So many things you had to do differently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Without any automation.
It's amazing. We need to break for just a minute and thank Mary again for giving us a home in the Sweet Dreams Mattress Center, and of course thank Bricktown because they've provided us with goodies. By the way, yes, Paula, that's a hint. They used to provide us with goodies, but it's we need to get Paula back up here too and have her talk about what they're doing down there.
I'm sure everybody's going to be busy on Wednesday.
I was just saying, as Nevadans know, Wednesday the invasion begins,
Yes.
and it's the Ragbari's coming through. There'll be literally tens of thousands
Hmm.
of people on bikes of various types. Some will be tricycles, some will be e-bikes, some will be the racing speed bikes. I'm going to be interested to see all the different types of bicycles
Yeah.
that there are as that coming through. Now, for our part, we're going to be just out in front of the doors here. So, and we've got a canopy, so we'll be able to resist the sun to some degree.
You know, there was a song. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band sang that.
Which one?
Hand me down that canopy. Zzz. Okay.
Canopy. Zzz.
Hand me down
I don't
that
have the
canopy.
wah 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 where
Yeah.
we'll have to do this when we hear something like that.
I know.
We can just all chime
Just
in and go
block me
wah
out.
wah wah. So
I'm interested though in all the different types of beds that you have. I mean, do you have different manufacturers?
Well, I do. I think the main thing
Tell
when
us
it
about
comes
it.
to a mattress, though, is the feel for the
Mhm.
person. And so, what we specialize in here, what I specialize in, is helping people fit themselves for a bed.
Right.
And so, with a little bit of guidance, we first talk about their situation, what hurts, what doesn't, any problems they're having with sleep. And then we just start narrowing down
Right.
and trying and testing.
Okay.
So I have a set way of doing it.
And there's different tops that are
So, right, well, you have different types of foams that will give different feelings.
okay.
And then most people have heard of the word hybrid, and all that really means is that there's a mixture of foam and coils,
Okay.
and it's going to change the feel, whether it's a little softer, a little firmer, more medium, how much you sink in the bed versus stay on top of the bed. All of those things matter to each individual person for comfort.
Yeah.
Do you
And
have any discomfort when you sleep?
Yeah. I have two dogs
No, that can do it.
that take up too much space for me, and so I'm kind of like
That
what you need are dog beds.
dog beds. We have
Yes.
and
those.
then they still jump
And then
up
they
in the
still jump
people
up.
bed.
Yeah.
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 Oh, we got a couple pillows from you that
Yeah.
absolutely love. So, I mean, there's accessories that you
We
have
do
as well.
specialize in pillows, and I think that the nice thing about being able to lay down on a bed close to what your bed is when you test your pillow helps make sure that it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I let people, keep their pillow for 2 weeks to make sure that we fit them right. Very few come back. I take a lot of time in fitting people. So to fit you for a bed, it's probably an hour to 2 hours. And for a pillow, it's a half hour to 45 minutes,
Yeah.
just to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, and she actually has you lay on the bed, and I've watched her over here. She'll give them a pillow. She'll throw a sheet on the mattress, then a pillow, and then she'll sit and observe, how the people are laying and look at their alignment and everything.
Yeah.
Customized just
Yeah.
for that person.
Just for that person, I think what people need more than anything is guidance. How often do you buy a bed? Not very often.
Yeah.
And so you need a little help instead of just being thrown on a bed and then jump on another bed and jump on another bed and then you're confused. We actually never go to more than 2 beds without ruling one out. So
Yeah.
there's never any confusion. I
That's
have a
it.
set process in how I do it.
Yeah.
It seems to work.
Yeah.
And we have comfort trials if it doesn't. So
Yeah.
there's backups.
That's very cool. Now, mattresses, as far as what's in the mattress itself, also have a variety of tops on them, pillow tops and
Right.
things
So
like
it's
this.
the way that it's going to be designed and cut on the top helps change the feel. Types of materials change the feel. How it's sewn changes the feel. These are all handmade in a factory and with actual people moving and holding, sewing machines, and how tight the stitching makes a difference as well, and how the
Really?
top feels.
Never would have thought of that.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
there's a
there
science,
is
and
There
definitely.
is a
I never
science,
guessed.
and different layers, how the foams are layered, makes a difference. And whether it has coils or no coils makes a difference. So there's a lot of factors.
And the coil count, I heard
And
you say
coil
one time.
count
You're
makes a
talking about the coil
difference,
count.
right? Mm-hmm.
So that's the number of coils.
Right,
So instead of four big ones,
right.
it's smaller ones that
So
change.
many different types
Wow.
of coils.
And then you
Right.
also sell, I mean, I see headboards and frames
We don't do a lot with headboards because there's so many options online, but we have a few. Mostly we have the mattress and what goes under the mattress, and then mattress protectors, pillows. We also have lift chairs. So it's just a nice little thing for people in need of a
Mhm.
lift chair. We have
Yeah,
always have 4 or 5 lift chairs to choose from, and we deliver them. So
that's nice.
we help a lot of people.
Really
And see,
cool.
that's the key right there. You help a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people need help. I don't know about you, but when I go into a store and I first walk in, it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm really looking at. And a lot of times it just makes me want to look very briefly and then leave and think about it. I'm with the customer the whole time that they're here, so I can explain everything as we go, and it takes the confusion out of it. And then it makes it easier for people to make a decision on what they like.
Goes back to the discussion we had earlier about how um, in the furniture and appliance business, 50, 60 years ago, it was much simpler. You know, a couch or a couple of chairs or something like that, and people weren't that in tune maybe with bedding and they just needed a place to sleep, and we didn't really realize the health that comes from getting a good night's sleep at the time. So
Yeah.
you're a very important puzzle piece to that.
Well, because there's a lot to it. Some people need an adjustable bed, which would be like a recliner for your bed
Hmm.
that's going to lift you and lower you. Some people don't need that.
Hmm.
Some people, need just, some people have medical conditions that actually need to be taken into consideration with
Right.
the bed.
Sure.
How they roll over, how is that going to hurt their shoulder? How far in the bed are they? They need to be more on top of the bed, maybe. And it does change as your body changes as time goes on.
That's great.
Yeah, very,
That's
very interesting.
again, I never took all that into account. Basically, when I was a kid, I could sleep standing up, laying down in rocks and gravel in somebody's front yard, which
Yeah.
actually happened.
Well, and I think the most important thing is that when you come in here, it's not a high pressure sales. It's really about, I like to sit down and talk to you about what you're looking for so that we really try to just address what your needs are.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot. There's no pressure. There's
And you've
nobody
got
on
actually a little
commission.
lounge center in the center where
Yeah.
you can sit and talk to people, and
Yeah.
it's
Figure
it's
out
it's an
what's
interview.
important to them.
Yeah. So, well, let me tell you, if you want to do it and get it done right, this is the place to do it.
It absolutely
And
is.
I never put that much thought into it before. And of course, now that I'm getting a little older, I'm
What?
finding my sleep is,
What?
I know it's hard to believe. Yes. I don't look a day over 14. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think a day over for
Yeah,
whatever.
there's a difference.
Yeah. When I talk about where I grew up, I didn't. I never did grow up. I just got older. So,
What's interesting, I'll tell you something crazy that's going through my mind is that somewhere along the line, I remember sleeping on a bed when I was much, much younger that um, made some kind of strange noise and down towards the bottom. And you'd move it and it made this kind of clunky noise. Well, I saw that there was stitching there, and I kind of reached in through the stitching, and lo and behold, somebody stuck like half a dozen pop cans in there because the coil springs were gone.
Oh no.
So, you know, no science to that.
Patching that bed.
Yeah, patching that bed. Wow.
Oh.
So that's completely the opposite of what you do, and that's wonderful. I think to kind of piggyback on what Larry was saying too, not that age has that much to do with it specifically, but we know now how important it is to get a good night's sleep. Doctors will tell you. In fact, part of the interview that I had with my cardiac rehab was, how much sleep are you getting? Are you sleeping well? And one of the things that I've noticed, I have inherited something that I think a lot of older guys do, is that we don't we don't sleep long periods of time. You can get to sleep at 9 or 10 o'clock, but then 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock rolls around and you're just wide awake. And that's me. And that's not because I overindulged in caffeine or anything. It's just how it is. So what's good is to make sure that how much ever sleep you are getting is that it's
Quality.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Well, I think in our case, Mike, what happens is we realize just how little time we have left and why waste it sleeping, So get a good night's sleep and you can get the most out of the time you're awake.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. We've got Greg Bry coming in
Yes.
on Wednesday. We've got there's something after that. What is that? Lincoln Highway Days
Lincoln Highway Days
are going to be coming up, and of course the State Fair between those.
And
So
then
there's
school starting back. It's
Yeah,
so quick. It always feels so quick.
and the county fair is here and
County
gone.
fairs here and
yeah,
gone.
and from what I understand, it was a success.
Oh my
Everybody
goodness,
enjoyed the
there was a lot
daylights
of
out of
people
it.
in town. Yeah.
So
There
we did
absolutely
have
was.
a lot of people, and of course stores. Did you pick up anybody that came through town that didn't know you were here or that saw you and said, "Oh, it's
Yeah, I mean, we always seem to whenever somebody or an event or something is
Yeah.
in town. Yeah,
that's great."
so it's always nice.
Well, and that's the exposure
Mm-hmm.
that we want people to have when they
Right,
come into town. They found the
exactly.
bakery. We've actually had bands from out of state come in asking about the bakery
It's
because
so
they've heard
good.
about it from other bands.
Wow,
It's
that's
so
And,
good.
and
Yeah.
said, where is this bakery? How, are they going to be open when we get into, load in or load out? So, I mean, yeah, that's what we want. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and you've got such a beautiful location. When I look up and down Main Street and I see the historic buildings that are here, and to know that this one's in good hands, and
Yeah.
boy, right on the corner of Lincoln Way and 6th Street, Main Street.
Yeah.
Great place to be.
And tomorrow, didn't you say we got somebody from the Historical
Yes,
Society
yeah, we've
coming
had
in?
somebody coming from the
Oh,
Historical Society to
nice.
talk about what's happening out to the mansion and
Nice.
things like that. So yeah, looking forward to
I
it.
was blessed to get to spend a lot of time inside there as a kid.
Oh, now that's the Dutton house
Yeah,
originally,
that
right?
was
Where
because
you
my
mentioned
family were
your
very good friends.
yeah, which that's very cool.
I went because of all the cookies being served, but it was always and
Ulterior
were
motive.
Yeah.
well, they were playing cards and
Yeah, I had an
inviting.
aunt up in Sioux City, and I thought it was magic because every time it was my dad's sister. Every time we went up there, she had a chocolate cake for me.
Yeah, see, it's so
So
good.
always, and it never occurred to me that Pat and his family are coming up. Let's bake a cake for Larry. But yeah, so and you get something like that in your mind, and I can't go to Sioux City without finding a chocolate cake now. It's
Yeah, Irene in that little kitchen
Oh
that
yeah.
she had, but she always, and she was, a really tall lady,
yeah.
and my grandmother was very little, but she was very tall, and yeah, that little tiny kitchen, and she would make all those goodies.
It's amazing. We went back to D.C. and my uncle, Buddy, was a historical freak about things. So we used to go to all the old town stuff and seeing older homes and the way they had set them up where the kitchen was actually separate. from the rest of the house because kitchens caught fire frequently, you know, and they
They were
didn't want them
hot.
attached to the rest of the house. And, learning about that and going in and seeing this huge hearth, it's got to be, 10 feet across, coming out 8 foot of this brick hearth, and a clockwork spit that you wound up, just like you would a clock. It's weighted. And it was a spit that they would cook meat on. And this
Really?
spit rotated mechanically, like clockwork.
Interesting.
Very cool.
That is
Very cool.
interesting.
I remember the kitchen being small,
Remember that?
but I don't remember the cooking process.
Well, it
Was
was I mean, I was little, so I
Yeah.
just remember a little bit. I remember the older stove and then the table that the cards were played around because they
Mhm.
always played pinochle and they always played for matchsticks. And then
So was it a gas cook stove or was
probably a gas
Probably.
cook stove would be
Yeah.
my guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well,
gas
that
cook.
was back, we were semi-civilized at that point.
Yes.
I know that at least on the coast, the older homes, that hearth coming out, they would get a huge fire going, and then they would pull coals out and onto the hearth, and then the cook would be walking back and forth between these piles of coals and different food, and they had a little kid following her with a bucket of water and a ladle, and because their dresses, their petticoats would frequently
catch.
go near those coals, and this little kid's pouring water on them.
my
I never,
gosh.
and that's a part of history I never dreamt,
No, me
existed.
either.
Jobs that no longer are needed, right?
Yeah, no
Yes,
longer
yes.
needed.
Yeah.
A little water putter outer, and
Water boy.
but it was cool because they'd bring all the stuff out on cooking spots on the hearth
Oh,
and
wow.
cook, and that spit just because I love things like that. That
Yeah.
just, but it's they when they started getting gas and stuff like that, they did away with the need for the outdoor kitchen,
Yeah.
Right.
which that home was probably built in the 1800s,
Yeah.
I'm guessing, rather than in the 16 or 1700s, as so many were out on the coast.
So, I mean, obviously the kitchen, not only was it the kind of the focal point as far as cooking is concerned, but a lot of the heat for the house came from that as
Well,
well.
and gathering, you gathered a lot in the
Yeah.
kitchen
Yeah.
because there
Yeah.
was always these cute little sandwiches they would make.
Oh yeah.
There was always, do you remember that?
Yeah.
There were always just plates of
No kidding.
a variety of sandwiches.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Not all little kids liked, but
Yeah.
you got used to
Yeah.
Yeah.
pimento cheese wasn't
Well-
my favorite at that time. I like it now.
Yeah,
But not.
really?
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this story before, but I can remember being over there with Chris. Chris, if you're listening, and you will remember this, but um, if you remember the Addams family, okay, and how Uncle Fester had the trains, and he would love to have train wrecks, okay. Well, that's my memory of being down in the basement with Chris, because Tubby had a big train collection down in the basement, and I know I remember this that he got them going all, there was a couple of them going fast, and then said, "Hey, watch this." And they had a wreck, Now,
Happens.
I don't know if that was me mixing two different events together or not, but I know he had a train set down there because I think Buzz told me that he's got it. So,
Yeah.
I think
And-
any kid that tells you they never wrecked a train on purpose is lying.
it's lying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chris had a little ornery side.
Yes.
He put snakes in my grandma's trunk too.
Oh my.
Scared her to death. He
All right, there you
remembers.
go.
I was born too late. That sounds like
Scared her to
things
death.
I would have
That was
been
the
doing.
goal to get her to scream. It worked.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Every neighborhood needs some.
Oh well, he was fun.
needs
That's
a little-
funny.
A little.
It's we were sitting with Mary Moreland today, and who has graciously allowed us into her home here at the Sweet Dreams Mattress Center, and it couldn't be working out better. People are getting used to where we're at now, and most of the people that I've talked to, at least, love the show, and love that they can see also back into here.
Yes.
Because occasionally, when we don't have you sitting there, we'll turn the camera on so they can see the length of the store.
Oh,
Far as it goes back.
It's big.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
there's
of
another
store
side
here.
to it.
Yeah.
Yes, as well.
Yeah.
And the beautiful windows that they must be, are they tinted on the outside at
No, I
all?
don't think so.
Because people
Mm-mm.
don't see in them well.
That's because they're
Uh,
not
Do you
paying
think it's
attention.
and I
reflection? I'm
think
not
that, yeah,
sure.
that's I think that must be the case because we're two wild and crazy
Crazy guys.
guys
Yeah.
that should be
They're just
interesting to anybody. You know, if nothing else, look at the monkeys in the zoo. You know, but it's wonderful. We sit here and get a nice view of the new city center over there, and the park and the band shell, which I still don't understand the positioning of, but it's really cool to
Yeah,
have.
it
I'm just
is.
grateful to know some of the history, not only of your family, but the connection to the building as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's marvelous in here.
Well, yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's so
You know,
many things that this building was at one time. But I know there's so many people out there that know. It'd be interesting
now
to
I
have
need
them.
to ask. This, of course, is a drop ceiling in here.
This is
Above
it's
this, is there the
13
tin
foot thin.
plate,
Mm-hmm.
hammered tin plate ceilings that,
Mm-hmm.
and those were all done by hand.
They
Yeah.
You know, I
were.
mean, that's, those would have to have some value. If you ever think about needing to look for some money somewhere, I would guess those old tin plates from the ceiling somewhere would be worth a fortune.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
probably right.
that are just sitting there waiting for somebody. But it's so much nicer and more modern with these and cleaner looking and
And
uh,
lighting is a lot easier too.
oh,
Yes.
it's much better.
Yes.
So, but I was curious if all those things were still up there or
Yeah,
not.
I
Yeah.
know. Oh,
Yeah.
go
If
ahead.
you lifted up one, you could see it. It
There's
goes up
some over
13
in the
Cool.
feet.
journal office too,
Oh
or
yeah,
in the
Oh,
journal
yeah.
building.
yeah. Well, I bet at almost all these buildings down
Yeah,
here because the
Probably.
jujitsu studio
yeah.
that has about
Oh,
the
does
same type
it?
up there up above. And of course, they've dropped ceilings and they put LED lights and everything in. And the LED lights have been working great. It's the fraction of the cost.
I know.
So if it's not cheap to do,
Initially, the
but
initial
yeah,
cost isn't, but
because they do
yeah.
cost, but the power savings, from
And not
Mike
having
and
to
Aaron.
replace a bulb for like 25 years.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
big
yeah,
You know,
difference.
equally nice.
yeah,
But the bulbs are also expensive to
yeah.
replace. I mean, it used to be the old incandescent bulbs were like 30 cents a bulb or less. And now an incandescent bulb is like
You
$14.
can't find them.
Yeah. So yeah. Well,
There's
the,
another example of how things have changed.
oh
Yes.
yeah, technology.
Hmm.
On the other hand, with the we've got our home is a smart home. Not necessarily because of me, but because it's computerized. But we can walk anywhere and say turn on this light or turn off that light, or you can say change the color of the light
Oh, okay.
or dim a light, and it's really cool because you can get your own mood lighting that way. But it's you know it's modern except when it doesn't work. And I've often called most of the lights in our house names. Uh,
Pet names, I'm
yeah,
sure.
names. Yeah, that's probably true. And it's funny now because when you do that, they'll come back and say, "I don't think that's very nice."
Oh,
Really?
So, not to
it
put you on
talks
the
to
spot,
you.
but I mean, what do you like to do outside of work? Work doesn't have to be every living, breathing moment of our lives. There
No,
are
it's
things that you have to
uh
enjoy.
when it's not really super hot or super cold, I like to disc golf. That's
Oh,
something that I
Oh,
enjoy doing.
really?
very
Right.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got some friends down in Ankeny. They're just nuts over that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's a lot of
the
fun.
whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it surprised me.
Do you go out here to Harrington then?
I do go out there to Harrington, and we have a lot of courses in Ames and Boone, even, over in Boone, there's
Really?
several. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yep.
That's
Hmm. And then I just have one of the wherever, whatever that you call what you throw the disc in.
basket, I
Yeah,
guess.
the basket.
Yeah.
I have one of those, and so I kind of set things up and do
So
my
you can
own little
practice.
course to practice
Hey,
because it's
that's
challenging.
yeah.
I've never
That's
played that, but it sounds really cool. It
It's
does sound like
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Does it
It's
take
fun.
I haven't either, by my question. Does it take a different kind of frisbee than
No, I don't. Well, they just have so many more.
Yeah.
There are so many more because just like a golf stick has so many different,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, same with the frisbee. So changes the loft of it and the curve and all of that.
Okay.
So
So I don't keep score.
Okay,
I
but
just play.
can you like say over the length of one hole, and you throw the disc and it doesn't make it, but you're in a difficult position, can you change discs at that moment?
Yes, you can change
Okay,
discs.
so it's like using different clubs.
Different
Yes,
clubs for
you can
different
change your
lengths or
disc.
different heights and
Okay.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the heavier ones carry a lot farther.
Okay.
And
The
remember,
lighter
if you
ones.
don't keep score, you can really do whatever you want.
That's very true.
So that's why it's more fun. The way I do it.
I want to take up. Before my knees went, I was an avid racquetball player. I played racquetball 3-4 times a week, hour and a half, 2 hours at an A level. I wondered where the time went, and then my knees went, and so my doctor says you can go back to racquetball, but he says with all the start stopping and stuff and new joints, I don't know that I'd do that. So I'm thinking about starting pickleball.
A
Okay.
lot of people love that.
I've heard that.
Mhm.
I've heard that. It's racquetball's so cool because you can take a ball off the back wall and it's doing 100 by the
It's
time it hits
fun.
the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
And, you know, but
Frisbee golf, that suddenly has an appeal because
It
I don't
does.
have to keep score.
yeah, well, that's a good point.
I
Games with
just
no
choose
points.
not to.
Yeah.
I think, well, I think if you're playing with somebody, you probably
Yeah.
keep score, but if you're just out there getting the exercise and the fun of it, that
Just
sounds
the fun of
fun.
it.
It really does.
Yeah.
So that's something I could see doing, you know,
Well, that's very cool. That's neat to know.
until
Yeah.
I throw
Yeah.
my arm out.
Until you throw
Yeah.
your arm out. Actually, sometimes the less power and just the technique, you don't really have to throw
Yeah.
it really hard
Yeah. Well,
to
same
do
with,
better.
yeah, that's a very
It's
good
just more
point.
of a technique.
It's but I mean sometimes some of those are like 300 yards apart, aren't they?
They can be
In
a
the big
ways.
courses. Yeah.
They can be a ways.
That's a lot of walking.
It is. Oh yeah, but that's the good part.
Do they go as bad as a golf ball goes when you hit it wrong?
It can.
Because, you know, I
So
tried golfing.
a little more expensive than losing a ball, although some balls are very expensive. But
Yeah,
sometimes you do lose your disc.
I tried golfing and I could drive 300 yards, but it was 100 this way and, 100 that way.
You need to get a golf cart then.
Yeah, well, and beer. Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Makes-
Now, if I could disc golf with beer and a golf cart, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but it's a possibility.
Interesting thing. I don't know that I have searched for videos of this. I may have to, but golfers sometimes when they get angry, they may do things to their golf
Yes,
carts.
they do.
So there's maybe less opportunity of that to do something to your disc, like rip,
Yeah,
something
well,
like
they're
that.
tough.
Yeah.
Well, I solved
Those
that
discs
with
are-
golf too. I don't have scoring either.
Oh,
I just
that's-
golf.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
it's however you want to do it.
Yep.
yeah.
Just for fun and
It's for fun.
exercise.
Well, that's
or
it.
for-
It should be
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if it
Yep,
goes
it
where I don't
should be.
want it, I go get it and put it where I want
If it
and shoot
stresses
from
you out,
there.
you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do something that,
Well, see that to my point, you need to have something outside of work,
Yes,
to give you a little
Yeah.
joy.
that's
Yeah.
right. I think so too.
Yeah.
So I drink.
Oh,
Terribly, I really don't.
Yes.
Sometimes I wish I did, but never been a big fan of drinking.
Yeah.
So today we've been talking, and the show has been really Mary centric, is the way I would put
has
it.
been.
And that's Mary Merry as well as Mary MRI, because it is a merry time in here, and she's been great for us, and she's very thoughtful and thinks of us and gives us kind of the run of the room. So
And we
again,
really appreciate it.
yeah,
and it's been great to get some,
It's
like I
been
said,
nice
some
having you
history.
guys.
and we need to do this again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
we will.
every few weeks.
Anytime
or
you want to
every
get the
month.
word out about something,
Okay.
Yeah, if you're having a sale, for
if you're
example.
having a sale,
Okay.
having
Yeah,
a special.
let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Or if you get a new
Well, we
mattress
have our
in.
big back to school sale starting, so that's good.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah. When does
Yeah.
that start?
We're kicking it off this week.
Oh,
So
okay.
we open again tomorrow.
If you have a flyer or something like that,
Okay.
well, I'd be thrilled
let's
to be
put it
able
up.
to
Okay.
to push
Glad
that
to do
for
that.
you. And
So kids, if you're heading off to college and you need something good to take with you to sleep on, this would be the place
We
to.
can help you out.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's outstanding. So again, you are listening to Nevada, Iowa Live, and we are a local show for Nevadans and for Nevada businesses and for the Nevada community.
Yes, Central
So
Iowa.
yeah, in general, we want to help our businesses move forward.
We do. We want to
So
put a good face on
and
Nevada.
we're going to let Mary go because she's got someone at the door here, which
Thank
she
you,
probably
Mary.
didn't plan on. Uh, technically today, Mary's closed, but she's still seen a couple of customers that,
Customer comes to the door, we let them in.
yeah. So, and that's very cool.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mary,
Thank you,
again.
Mary. You bet. You
Oh,
bet.
thank you. Love that lady. It's she's a class act, and
And I did forget to mention just exactly how hot it is out there. Today's supposed to be a really, really hot day.
how hot is it?
Well, right now it's about 86. They say that we're supposed to get up to the middle 90s by later this afternoon. And again, I'm reminded of what the nurse told me, that if the temperature and the humidity add up to over 150, stay inside.
Yeah.
And speaking of those body temperatures, did you know that penguins have a special oil, on their feathers to retain body heat?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I guess the oily Boyd gets the worm.
Wah, wah,
There you go. I couldn't leave that one laying there. You got to have a good dad joke.
And on that note, just remember, it was him.
It was me.
It was him.
Yeah.
We want to thank you, Nevada, Iowa Live. Again, we can't stress this enough. We're getting more and more. We're getting guests in. But if you have a business in Nevada and you want to get the word out about it,
Come here and sit down in this.
well, here,
Yeah,
let's
over
pull
in
that
this-
up again.
over
There
in
we
this
go.
seat, right?
See this?
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
This
bring your
could
hand up.
be you.
Bring your hand up, Mike. You can see it. There we
This-
go. God, look at that paw.
That
Okay.
could be you, right?
But and again, we do sell advertising. However, the first show, we don't sell it by the commercial. We don't sell commercials, but we sell shows basically. And if we know that you need help, we're here to help you.
We're here to help you.
And the first one on us is always free. So
Come
your
in
first
and talk
show
to us.
is always free. It doesn't cost you anything. There are no strings attached. There's no connections. Just come on in. Let us know what you're all about so that we can bring you in and let you tell your own story.
Tell the story about your business.
Yeah, and
your
and
history.
we'll help you tell your story
Yes.
with frequent interruptions and asides that go somewhere off in the
Yes.
distance.
If that's the kind of help that you're looking for, here we are.
And also, of course, we'll put your ads up on our Facebook page.
Yes.
But again, the first show and everything in it for you is free. If you have a lemonade stand, which a kid did the other day, by the way, I
Yes.
found a lemonade stand and I put it up on our site. So, but if you have a lemonade stand or you're just dealing drugs out of your basement, we want you to come in and talk to us.
Notify us of the latter first.
Yes.
So we can be prepared.
Yeah, so that we could have, one of our locals here to discuss it with you.
Discuss it with you.
prob-
And if you're coming to Nevada on Wednesday,
Yes.
Wednesday is going to be a busy day for Nevada. There's going to be thousands of extra people here, so plan accordingly.
Yeah, if you're coming here on Wednesday, don't. Do obviously. We want to see everybody we can in town, but it is literally there's going to be tens of thousands of cyclists
Yeah.
going through our city, and we're going to do everything we can to accommodate them as
we
well.
will.
All the businesses, some are staying open, some are closing, just because the downtown area will be cordoned off.
Yeah.
So this whole area, we're going to have bands in here. We're going to have there's a beer garden. It's going to be just cattywampus from us, I think, over here. And there's something to the north of our building on just off of Lincoln Way. We will be out in front here, in front of our doorways, so you can come to the big rock on the end of the street.
Yeah.
And we're going to be interviewing. So if any of the Ragbriars or town folk, are uptown here, by all means,
Stop by.
Yeah, stop by and talk to us. We'll be interviewing. We're doing a separate video, by the way. We're going to have Cindy up here with the mobile camera,
Okay.
and then she'll be doing, videoing the interviews, so that we will then at some point put those up on our page. So if you have an interview, if you give us your name and information, if it comes up on a page, we'll notify you.
Very good.
So that
Lots going on Wednesday.
oh yeah, like I say, there's going to be a lot of food trucks.
Yes.
Different types of food. Different businesses are doing different things. Um, the city is just going all out. They've actually got an Eiffel Tower watering. It's a miniature Eiffel Tower with a fire hose
Again,
attached to it.
I'm feeling like Dick Martin. I didn't know that.
Yes, I mean, and these are fun things. And the mayor is going to be our special guest on Wednesday.
Good.
Mayor Condon is going to come around and
Always love visiting with Mayor Condon.
I do. And I got to tell you, this will be a special occasion.
Good.
Because the mayor may come in costume.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, so we don't. I don't
No
know what,
secrets,
or I
right?
won't
Don't
let
give
it
away
go
any
at this
secrets.
point. But yeah, if you ever wanted to get pictures of the mayor to use against him at some point in the
This
future,
might be the time.
but
Okay.
he's a good sport. He
Yes.
really is. I mean, there's nothing egotistical about this guy.
No,
He is just as down to earth as you can get,
Yeah.
and I like that in a mayor.
we're grateful for our mayor.
Yes. So
He's one of us.
yes, yeah, he is. He and our fire chief in town,
Yeah.
who this thing couldn't be put on without him, because obviously he's making sure everything stays safe and everything. So
What could go wrong with 25,000 or 40,000 bicyclists?
bike riders, yeah.
What
So
could go wrong?
well, let me see:
Yeah.
heat stroke, accident, decapitation, amputation.
Oh, I guess there's a few.
There's a few.
There's a few things.
So yeah, it's going to be a spectacle. If you're within walking distance of downtown, by all means, you should get up here and see the spectacle.
Yes, you should.
And if you're just basically curious about it and you want to take part in some of the frivolities, drive in there. You can park on the streets and everything around the neighborhood. So it may take a little more work to find a parking spot, but
There will be one.
yeah, there will be one somewhere within
Somewhere.
walking distance
Yeah.
of uptown. So again, from Nevada Live, Iowa, or Nevada, Iowa Live.
Nevada, Iowa
I
Live.
think I could get that right by now.
Well, it takes a little practice.
From Nevada, Iowa Live, I'm Larry,
And I'm Mike.
and we want to wish you
Sweet
sweet dreams. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy the fun of the frivolity.